Tonight, KCRA3 investigates fighting wildfires by air. But at what cost? The Rim Fire near Yosemite was the biggest fire ever recorded in the Sierra Nevada. It burned 247,000 acres and cost more than $95 million to put out.
It's a huge cost. It can go up as high as you want. You can just keep on sending an aircraft.
Today at 6 in a KCRA3 investigation, we told you how millions was spent on travel and personnel shipped in from Alaska to Maryland.
In the second part of this KCRA3 investigation, Kevin Oliver joined us tonight with why the U.S. Forest Service is rethinking how it uses planes and helicopters in these fires. Kevin?
Well, Kelly and Rob, those aerial attacks in the Rim Fire cost taxpayers nearly $11 million. That was $8 million for the planes, another $3 million for the retardant. Now the U.S. Forest Service is trying to determine just how effective dropping water and retardant from the air actually is.
When the planes come over, though, it's like you just won the Super Bowl or something, almost. It's exciting to see, of course, those huge DC-10s, I believe, coming so low and dumping all that retardant.
Nobody can convince Chris Lowe that the air attack on the Rim Fire didn't save his family's property, his business, his town. Lowe and his family own Spinning Wheel Guest Ranch, still blackened from the Rim Fire, which roared through here in the late summer of 2013.
In a way, we knew it would happen. Of course, when you first get word, it's the most devastating thing you can think of.
They're trying to replant and rebuild. Lowe is forever grateful for the price paid to save his part of the world.
I know that we have a great fire service out here. The firefighters who came and worked on this fire were stellar. They're number one.
Records obtained by KCRA show the Forest Service spent nearly $11 million on the air attack.
It's a huge cost. It can go up as high as you want. You can just keep on sending an aircraft.
Bill Stewart is a former CAL FIRE firefighter who now researches fire management at UC Berkeley. He questions whether airdrops are a cost-effective way to fight fires.
When the fires are really hot, sometimes they're not effective. The flames are going up, and so the stuff never gets on the fire.
Stewart said the air attacks are often referred to within the ranks as CNN drops because they look good on TV and the general public expects them.
It helps some, and if you didn't do it, people say, well, why didn't you call it in?
But he says sometimes the money would be better spent on hand crews and bulldozers.
I always ask, what's the cost effectiveness of these drops? And they said no one's ever tried to look at it.
Airdrops and fire retardant are tested here at the U.S. Forest Service's Fire Lab in Missoula, Montana.
I'm going to start this bed first.
Scientist Shirley Zylstra has been testing retardant. We watched as she lit a bed of shredded aspen, pink with a retardant coating, and let it get a head start.
And then I'll start here.
Then she lit some that didn't have any retardant.
The flame on the untreated bed it's taller and it's across the whole width of the bed.
You can really see the difference now.
We've pulled the intensity out of the fire in the treated bed.
Over and over, their tests showed materials coated in the pink retardant took as much as twice as long to burn.
Even in this short a distance, you can see how it decreased the intensity. It moved the fire. The fire was moving much slower through this bed than through our untreated bed.
Zylstra says testing retardant in a controlled setting isn't the same as dropping it on trees or in the mountains.
If you ask any firefighter, they're going to tell you there are times when it did what they expected it to do, what they needed it to do. You can ask that same firefighter, have you ever used retardant where it didn't work? And they'll say absolutely. It depends on so many things.
Ryan Baker is a Forest Service researcher in Southern California looking specifically at how aerial attacks work in real fires.
There certainly have been cases where aerial firefighting has not been as effective as desired. Those situations, those cases are good case studies for understanding what needs to be improved in the system.
Baker and a team of firefighters are collecting data to look at when water and retardant drops work and when they didn't. But no two situations are the same, which means there's not always a right answer.
The types of fuels we have and the conditions, the heats, humidities that all affect the way fire burns are different in different areas.
Aerial firefighting is also inherently dangerous. A study looking at air attacks found more than half of all wildland firefighters killed in the line of duty between 2000 and 2012 were in air accidents. Just last year, a 62-year-old pilot for CAL FIRE was killed in Yosemite.
They're undertaking a risky mission, so we have to balance the risk to the people in the aircraft with the benefit to what we're trying to do.
Fire Chief Chris Shao was one of several commanders overseeing the rim fire.
Those tactical use of aircraft and how they do support our firefighters is well thought out and it's well planned, and we don't take it lightly.
Ryan Becker is hoping with new computer models, eventually a fire chief could plug in a fire's location, the conditions, and a computer could accurately guide them whether to send in planes or ground crews and where to put them to get a fire under control. Right now, he guesses firefighters have 95% of that information.
The research that's going on now ideally could get us to 99%. But we're talking nature, and nature is always unpredictable.
The research is one thing, but from Chris Lowe's perspective, the aerial attack was essential.
We would have lost a lot more. We would have lost a lot more structures. We would have lost a lot of houses, and possibly we would have lost this whole community.
Now, it'll take several years of data before that research is expected to be complete. This study is just part of what the U.S. Forest Service is doing to understand how to better control wildfires. Tomorrow at 10, we'll take you back to the fire lab in Missoula, Montana, and show you how they're using new technology to understand exactly what it is within the flames that cause the fires to spread from one place to the next.
So that's a pretty extensive investigation there. Now, how do are they thinking about scaling back the air attacks, the air assaults?
They're not necessarily going to scale back all of the attacks, but they do want to take a look at how they're doing them. So they'll go back and they'll look with some of this data that they're already getting and decide whether or not air attacks will work in this specific situation, or whether or not they think to send in more ground crews. We're not going to see the helicopters and the planes go away.
No. It's just so incredible. That job is so difficult. They have to pinpoint what they're doing, and it's dangerous, but boy, they really worked hard this last season.
And they don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be wrong, not with so many lives and so much property at stake.
Yeah.
Look forward tomorrow. Thanks,
all right,
Kevin.
thanks a lot, Kevin. Well, remember, if you have something you'd like Kevin Oliver or Brian Heap to investigate, you can email them at KCRA Investigates@KCRA.com.